My name is Daniel and you are watching Coin Help You. And today we're going to talk about a coin that most people don't seem to want and is kind of forgotten. That coin would be the Washington quarter from 1932 to 1964. I'm talking about the circulated rolls, the 90% constitutional that people just seem to not want right now. I can sell Roosevelt dimes quicker than I can the Washington quarter. And it's kind of unfortunate because there are some valuable varieties to be found. And I'm going to cover those. And this is the first installment in the series. We're going to look at 1932 to 1939, so stay tuned. So this is my website for retail sales for the coin shop, portsmouthcoinshop.com. I have a sale going. I have a few 2020 W coins. I have a lot of Morgan dollars and Franklin half dollars. A lot of graded stuff, and I'll have some raw stuff up here this week sometime. Here's my email if you have questions about buying or selling or whatever. You want to send me a list of coins to buy. This is the place you go if you have questions. And you come over here to Coin Help, and you can look up Coin Help You. It's Coin Help You Community. And you can post your questions here. You just have to click on basically one of these categories and new topic right here. And you can post your message and add your attachments, let them load up, and then hit submit. So we're going to come over here to Pcgs price guide, and when you're over on the price guide, I've shown in previous videos, but I'm going to show everyone again. When you click on the plus, it drops down and it'll show you the actual variety that Pcgs recognizes and will put on their label. If it's not listed here, they won't. Unfortunately, that's how it works. Now, you might get annexed to it, maybe NGC will do it, but Pcgs will not unless they have it listed. That's the ones they consider most relevant. And that changes. It does change every year or throughout the year where something might come about that's discovered or something that's realized that is worth putting on the label. Now, first off, you've got the 32 double die here. Now, when you come down through here, you're going to see multiples of double dies for the same year, same mint. What's important is they're not all the same, and that they're all identified by different die markers or they're a different class of double die. If you want to know what class of double dies they are, then you want to come over to Wechsler's double die website and you want to look up double dies and RPMs and over mint marks. All this is here, worthless doubling. I mean, all these articles that he has written here, it's invaluable information. Then you have Konica. You can come over there to that website, to Variety Vista. You can look at, you can scroll all the way down and you're going to find the Washington quarters, and you can check out some of the minor double dies that you can find as well. And they'll have explanations. And since we're looking at 32, you would click up here for double dies, for instance, and scroll down through. Now, there are some pages that do have pictures. You would have to do a search for that. So getting back to PCGS price guide, we're going to start off with the 32 double die verse. So coming back over here to PCGS price guide, we're going to look at the 1932 double die verse. I will tell you this, as we're looking at these coins, it's not always apparent where the doubled areas are. That's why it's important to use Wechsler's double die to help you identify them, because he does have images of some of these, and actually most of these. But what we'll do is we'll do this. You can actually click on the image, this one right here, and it'll download into a larger image, and you can click it and it'll actually show you the areas that should be doubled on this coin. Now, one of the things about it is that like in these areas here, you're going to see die deterioration. You might even see some strike doubled areas. So you're really going to have to study this one out because it's not as obvious as some of the others. But that's why it's important to know die marks and things like that. Then you have the 32, you got the light motto, the medium motto, and the heavy motto. And they have a diagram showing you. It's very easy and simple to understand and to see what they look like. And then they also will have the individual coins so that you can see what they look like on the entire coin. Now, wear does have an effect on these. I see a lot of light motto coins that have circulation wear, and you can hardly see the motto. It's not really extremely valuable until you get into the higher grades. Then we have the 1934, and this is the double die verse, FS 101. And this was an obvious one. You can really see the splits here on this one, especially the motto. And the motto is one of the places where you key in on, although you can see it in the E in Liberty. You can see it some on the date. So, you know, when you're looking at these, I do concentrate on the motto, and then also some people look at the center mass of the coin, the ear, and they start from there and they work their way out looking for the doubled areas of the coin. Then we have the 1934, and this is considered a heavy motto, 34D. Then we have the 34, and this is the small d, FS 501. And the reason why I wanted to do that is that you can see the D here on this one. I mean, I can click on it if I wanted to and show it. If you look back on this D, you can see what the regular D looks like, a normal D. That's why I blew it up there. You can see it. So you want to definitely look for the small d in the 34D. And down here it shows you the values, and these can be extremely valuable. So let's say you're looking in your circulated coins, and very fine to, you know, extra fine. So you're looking at $12 to $50. I mean, this is graded prices, but you get an idea that they're worth a little more than a silver melt, especially when they start getting in higher grades. Then you have the 1934, which is a double die obverse. And like I said, you can study the coin and try to find where it's doubled yourself. If you can't, then you can always have Wechsler's Double Die website up on your one of your tabs like I do, and you go over and you click on it and try to identify it and learn. So the best way to do it is to help teach yourself this stuff, because not every Facebook group is equal. Not every person in the groups are equal. Sometimes, you know, you get some bad information that you don't want to get. YouTube videos can, if you don't pay attention to things, you know, if you have a little trouble with paying attention or whatever, I mean, you should work on that and focus on that. You know, it's a tough thing to teach yourself because no one can really teach you. You have to learn to teach yourself. Then we have the 1935 double die, a verse. It's the FS 101. And like I said, you can scroll down here and see what it's worth, if it's ever worth sending off for grading, if you got a high enough grade. But this is what it looks like on Wechsler's. I had to jump over to Wechsler's to show you what the double die verse looks like, because they don't have a picture on the Pcgs. But here it is, as you can see. And, you know, just scroll down and look, and you see the die marks. Now I can tell you this, if you see these die marks on your coin, it does not mean it's the double die. It can have similar die marks. It still must have the doubled features on the letters and on the numbers, if there's any numbers that have the doubled on it. And that's very important to note on any double die. If you don't have the doubled, die marks don't matter at that point. Then we have this one, and what I like about this is the 36 double die. Now you can look at pictures of a uncirculated example, which is a PCGS Mint State 66, but look at the examples that's actually circulated, which you're more than likely to see in a roll. This is almost exactly the kind of grade you commonly see in a circulated roll of 90% constitutional silver, and this is, like I said, the 36. So when you click on that, you can actually look at the coin a lot closer. You can download it over here, and you can check out the motto. That's where this is at. And you can see what a circulated double die looks like, and that's very important to that you get an eye for. Then you have, and this is the 37 FS 101, and it's a double die. And you can see it. It's pretty obvious on this one. And here's what the coin looks like. It's the whole coin. When you zoom in on it here, this is what you'll be looking for on these. They're kind of obvious. And like I said, make note of these die striations and how they affect the design. And don't be fooled into thinking that you had your die deterioration or your damage. Or coin rollers, the machines, and also counting machines, they can also affect and alter the appearance of a coin to make it look like it might be a double die, and it's not. I see that a lot. Flattened letters and things like that. You'll see them on quarters because around this rim you'll see it on the date and some of the letters in Liberty. You'll see it's kind of flattened out. And that wouldn't be a double die. Then we have a 1939 D over S. And what's important here is this is documented, okay? So we know this happened. We know this exists. If you think you have one that doesn't exist, the best thing to do is to contact someone like Wexler or Ken Potter or someone who actually attributes coins and can put their name on it, and it goes to PCGS or it goes to NX or NGC, and they'll actually recognize it. You know, we can get it as a discovery coin or whatever. But otherwise, you're wasting your time trying to convince someone on YouTube or trying to convince someone in a Facebook group or in a community somewhere online that you have a D over S on some other date and mint that doesn't exist yet, or at least has no mint record of it. I mean, dies weren't just slung around. I mean, they were, they're careful to, where they went back and forth from the branch mints. And so anyways, the 39 D over S, that exists. You can always download the image here and take a look at this mint mark. It's very important to do this. It's also very important to go to Wexler's and Konica Variety Vista to look at die markers for this coin so that you don't mistake a die chip for an actual D over S. It only has a part of the S in here in this image as far as at this angle. You're going to look at other angles. But die chips can fill in here. Die chips can come off the side like a little die break or something. That can affect the look of it. That would not be a D over S. It has to look like this coin here. Then here's another up close image of it as well. And then we come over to the 39S, which is the double die FS101. And what you want to look for, like I said, you want to download the image. And you want to look at the motto. It's a very light spread on this. So it's important to look at it closely. Circulated coins are going to be very difficult to identify. I can't imagine how many different double dies might have been passed up in rolls and things like that. Like I said, here's what Konica Variety Vista, and then you have Wexler's double dies website. I encourage anyone who wants to know what an actual double die looks like to have Wexler's up in their tab, have Konica Variety Vista up in their tabs, and any other reputable website. That way you can compare your coin to it. Those images are priceless. I mean, they're worth their weight in gold when you're trying to identify something. And then once you think you've identified it, you can actually ask someone. Like me, you can post in my help community, you can post in my Facebook group and say, is this that double die that I'm seeing here? And that would be fine. If you think you have a discovery, you're better off contacting someone who wrote these websites, that create these websites and put this information out for you. So that's the first installment. That's 1932 to 39, some of the double dies and some of the other mint mark varieties that you can find. Thanks for watching my latest video. Let me know if you're interested in these. I mean, I'm going to do another one. We'll do 1940 to 1949 next. And it actually gets a little bit deeper. There's a lot more coming up here. So please like, share, and comment, and hit the sub button. And above all, have a great day.